Real quick, as you know, I've been getting ready for this major trip to Bora Bora. It's been something that's been in the works for the last year. I'm finally going. I've been spending the last month doing softbox tests with every piece of lighting equipment that I can think of to take. And I'm going to share that with you in a few days for this major softbox / lighting epic video. But I also wanted to test cameras. I wanted the best camera that I could take. And so I got a Sony A1. $6,500 flagship camera of the Sony full frame line. I got it mainly because of the viewfinder, the EVF. It's huge. It's 9 million dots. It's all the other big ones are like 3 million at the most. This thing is like you see every detail. Now there's a problem, and I'll get that with another video. But I thought, hey, it's got the best. It's got this major sensor, huge sensor, high resolution, top of the line. This must be the best. I shouldn't even have to worry about it. So I've been doing all my tests for the last month with the A1. And I've been looking at it and going, why do I not like these? This is something weird going on here. Like, is it me? Am I not knowing what I'm doing? These are the same softboxes I've been using for years. Why do these pictures not look so good? And then I started getting into polarizing filters and ND filters. Maybe it's the brand. So I tested all kinds of, I'm going to share that in another video too, all the kinds of different brands of filters, and the most expensive ones are not always the best ones for the purpose. So I went through those, and then I thought, and yes, I am using the same lens for everything, and I thought from my tests. But then I said, you know what, let me go back to my A7III. The old trusty. I've used this for years. I've got great pictures with it, and the pictures were great, instantly great. And I thought, well, maybe it's the picture profile. Maybe the picture profile in the A1 it was set to off on both of these. So I went through all the different picture profiles. I went through all the different settings. I went through every possible scenario that I could for the last 2 weeks. And the A7III pictures, for me, look better than the A1s. And I know you're going to say, well, maybe you should get to learn the camera and all that. And yeah, I know. I've been spending 2 weeks with this thing. But for some reason, and I think what it is it's the sensor. This is a smaller sensor on the A7III, and it's a huge, new, different sensor on the A1. And the colors look different. Now, this is just like I said with the AD300 light value on the Godox strobe versus the AD600 and 200, I could see a color difference, and it really bothered me. So I'm giving away the AD300s. But same thing with this A1. I don't like the way the sensor makes the colors look. It's like this sensor is lacking blues, and it's got a lot of magenta and yellows, especially when you have certain filters on it. And the A7III seems to have a little too much blue, but that's easier to take out than this. If it's lacking blue, you can't put something back in that's not there. If you have something too much of something, then you can take that out and you're okay. So it's a lot easier to correct the A7III colors than the A1 colors. And yes, I did play with the profiles and all that stuff, and I did try all different filter settings and white balance settings with and without the filters. I tried it all, and I think this is just a different sensor. It just handles color differently, and I don't like the way the A1 colors are, and I love the A3 colors. I wish I had the viewfinder of the A1 on the A7III, and I'm sure maybe, in 6 months they will come out with something like that. They always do. But for now, I just spent $6,500 on this A1. I'm not even going to take it on the trip. I'm going to take the A3 and a couple of A7Cs, the A7III and the A7Cs. Yeah. Anyway, and I did try the same lens and everything else. So I just thought I'd let you know. I'm really picky with colors. Again, some people might not see the difference, but color is my life. And more expensive does not always mean better. There are benefits, obviously. There's a lot of bells and whistles that the expensive ones have. And yes, I did, like I said, there's so many settings in the A7 and the A1. And I did go through all the different cinema settings and gammas and logs and picture profiles and all that. It just comes down to the way the sensor handles the magenta, cyan, and yellow. It's just the electronics of that sensor. So, those of you who have an A7III or an A7C, same camera basically, this one is just slightly different variations of it, be happy, because I like those ones the most. I have two A7Cs and an A7III, and I love them. They're really great. And I have an A7S III. I don't use it very much. It's only 12 megapixels. The video is good and takes good dark. I don't take pictures in the dark, so I don't really need it that much. But anyway, so I just thought I'd let you know real quick, just a quick little thing. Don't worry about not having the most expensive equipment. Don't yearn for it all the time. Sometimes you're not missing anything. After all these tests that I did with these soft boxes, and I've gone through, I have more soft boxes than some people have hairs on their head. I have so many, it's ridiculous. And it's amazing how after I tried everything, all the new ones that came, all the fancy ones that pop open right away and close right away, it's amazing. Some of my most favorite ones after all these tests, and I'll share these with you in a few days, it's like I went full circle, right back to the ones that I was using all along, and the camera too. I mean, I go back to the camera that I've been using for years, and that's the one I'm taking. I mean, I can buy and pay for anything that I want, and that doesn't solve the problem a lot of times. It's what you're comfortable with, I guess. I mean, maybe you like these weird colors. I don't know. I don't. So I thought I'd share that with you real quick. So anyway, in a couple days, the big epic softbox lighting epic video and different types of lights and the whole purpose of that was, what can I take with me in a suitcase on a trip that gives you the best professional lighting but doesn't weigh much, it collapses down to very small, and you can get really nice soft professional lighting on location. And keeping in mind, I don't know what the weather's going to be. Is it going to be windy? So if I have giant soft boxes, it might blow over, and they might not like seeing big soft boxes there at the Four Seasons. Anyway, I'm thinking of all this stuff, and of course that I'm expecting or thinking maybe some of the luggage might get lost, so I got to carry the important stuff in my carry-on. What can I take with me on my carry-on that I know I'm going to have that will fit? So anyway, I'll share all that with you in a couple days. Stay tuned. I hope I'm not rambling too much. I love photography, and I'm sharing everything I discover with you because this is a hobby I think we all have mutually together. All right. Okay, so I'll see you in a few days. Bye.